Yeah, man, it's the one only DJ Chase, the pregame party miss podcast right here on DJ Chase Radio, YouTube, DJ Chase TV, Apple, and Spotify podcast. We have the lovely, the talented Pennsylvania's own, I'm gonna say Paris own, Miss Robyn Bennett. How you doing today?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm all right. I'm all right. I'm all right. You know, this New York City is rough on and rough out here, but I'm here. New York City is rough.
I hear you. I hear you.
For real. First I want to get into, I want people to know who you are. I want people to understand Robyn Bennett and like all the glory that she brings and all the talent that she brings. We're gonna start with your background first. So, you from Pennsylvania, right? What part of Pennsylvania are you from?
I'm from northeastern Pennsylvania, north of Scranton. Everyone knows Scranton because we all. Yeah. So really northeastern, just south of Binghamton, New York, actually.
Okay, cool. On 80. That's in Pennsylvania, my second home. So
exactly, yeah.
Yeah, I used to live in Wilkes-Barre. I used to stay in Wilkes-Barre. So
okay, yeah.
So copy. And then you went to school in New York. You went to NYU for a little while. How was your experience in the dirty New York? How was it in dirty New York?
It was tiring. Tiring.
Yeah.
No, I loved it. I studied musical theater there. But it was definitely too much for this country girl. Growing up in Pennsylvania was like a shock. It was an awesome time, but then I actually continued on at Vassar, which is, a little bit out more in the country, and that was a better fit for me.
I understand. I live here, so unfortunately I'm stuck here. So it's crazy. Yeah, I understand. I totally understand. And then lastly, now you settled, you finally settled, you found your home in Paris. What made you want to go to Paris of all places,
I feel like for as long as I can remember, I had the opportunity to go to France with my parents. My dad was an international student advisor at a university in Binghamton. And we traveled a lot every summer. And one summer we went to France, maybe I was like 10 years old. And ever since that time, I just always wanted to speak French. It was like, I just felt like that's whatever I do in life, I want to speak French. And so I always thought, well, the best place to do that would be in France.
Okay.
So then I studied French, and then I went to France to get my master's in French literature. So
oh wow, okay.
Part of my schooling. So I thought, it was free. It was a program that they offered to me. So I thought, I'm going to Paris. And then I just never came back.
I don't even blame you. Like, what's crazy? I went to Germany. I went to Berlin in 2019, and it was like beautiful over there. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm always traveling. So I'm always yeah, Berlin is nice. I haven't been to Paris yet. I'm mad because I want to go to London and I want to go to Paris. I haven't been there yet. So I'm working on it.
Definitely. Yeah, you have to go.
Yeah, for sure. And what made you love Paris so much? Like, besides wanting to speak French, like what about Paris and Europe because coming from Pennsylvania, that's like night and day. You know what I'm saying? So what made you want to what about Paris made you love it so much?
I don't know. I felt really at home. I felt like I was in my element. Like I'd always wanted to sing and dance, which I have done my whole life. But then I kind of went on this university path and studied French and literature. When I came to Paris, I really got back to music and dancing, and I felt like it was here that I flourished the most.
Yeah, for sure.
But I don't know, just life here is slower. New York is so fast.
Tell me about it.
I don't know. I like that slower pace, taking, having a glass of wine on a terrace, having a coffee. Instead of taking your coffee to go, you sit down, 10 minutes, have a coffee.
Enjoy it. Yeah, for sure. And, and then, what about Paris influenced your musical sound? Because we're going to get into your sound. You have a real unique sound of music. Like, what about Paris influenced your sonics and your musical sound?
I would say that just definitely listening to French music, which is something that I had never listened to before, like French, la musique française, but what they call it, it's just it's kind of like I don't know, it's a different sound. And I think hearing it all the time and listening to different artists like Jacques Brel or Serge Gainsbourg, those different artists definitely influenced the music that I write. Also with my husband, Ben, who is French. So he has this huge musical culture, even though his first love is jazz and he stayed in New Orleans for a long time. But
Okay, got you. And now you joined the cast of Cabaret. You know, do you like singing? Do you like stage performing better, or do you like the studio better?
Ugh, that's a tough one. I don't know. I think I would have to say stage, just because, especially, well, Cabaret was also interesting because there was interaction with the audience, which a lot of times you don't get. But because I mean, when you get those vibes from the audience, just like feeling that love and you feel that energy, that's amazing. The studio is also cool because there's a lot of energy, but like between the musicians and the producer and like just everybody's there. But I love them both. I love them both.
Got you. And 2009, that was your first album, correct? Bang Bang, right? Yeah, for sure. You know, you co-produced that, and like I said, it was a jazz fusion kind of album. And then like right now, you do like more show tunes, performance tunes, and more interactive music as far as your sound. You know, what made you want to like, because you have, like I said, you have a very creative sound that's unique to you. And I've never heard that before. What made you want to do that style versus like more pop and rock, and like what made you want to do that more versus that?
I don't think it was like an actual choice. I think it was just that that's just what we did. Like when I met Ben, who plays the trombone, he in Cabaret, he invited me to sing on one of his albums. It was one of his first albums. And then we started like messing around together and saying, well, we should write music together. We should do stuff. And from the very beginning, we both said, like, let's just not make any constraints. Let's not put any pressure. Let's just write, and whatever comes out, comes out.
Yeah. Gotcha. That makes sense. That makes total sense, you know. And you know, and as a songwriter, right? You know, you were in the music business the same with me. I was in it before streaming and after streaming. What do you like better? Do you like the streaming, or do you like the CDs and the hard sell and the flyers and things like that? What do you like? Yeah.
Oh, that's a tough one, because I mean, I feel like the thing that I hate about streaming, I love streaming because you can reach so many different people in different countries, which is crazy. Yeah. But what I hate about it is that, like, I remember when I was younger, like getting a CD and you just listen to the whole CD, you know, like you just sat down and listened to it. Yeah. And I feel like now everything's just like, it's all about a song, or even like you listen to like 30 seconds of a song and then go to the next song. Yeah. So I don't know. For sure. In that time period when it was all just like hard, you know, CDs, flyers, all that, you reached such a smaller audience. Yeah, for sure. Oh. Yeah. And okay, and then you know, as an artist, because you know, some of your influences, you can tell who you listen to a lot. You know what I'm saying? Especially listen to your music. You know, but you don't. Once again, your style is unique to you. Who did you listen to growing up? Growing up, I listened to a lot of Michael Jackson, just because also I love to dance, and that was like the first. I was like dancing around the house, and then I was like, get out of the house, go take dance classes. I can't listen to this anymore. But also like just everything. My dad was a huge jazz guy, so I was always listening to his jazz records. Ray Charles, Aretha Franklin, Billie Holiday, Sarah Vaughan. I loved Frank Sinatra. I had this like a year when I was young when I just listened to one album of Frank Sinatra's. It was like one album. Yeah. I don't know, but so many things like, I don't know. Yeah, I listened to that.
Okay, and who would you say would be your big influence, like your biggest influence?
Biggest influence I would have to say is Michael Jackson and Quincy Jones, because you know, got you. Just because for me that's like
and you know, a lot of your music too is big band, is very instrumental. Do you write do you write your own lyrics and produce the music as well, or you just write the lyrics and have somebody else produce the music?
So Ben Van Halen, my husband and I, we write all of the music together. I write all the lyrics, and I do almost all the melodies. And he is the one who does all the arrangements and the producing. So
that's nice. That's really nice. You guys, it just sounded so polished. You know what I'm saying? Do you record out in Paris as well too, or no? Oh, that's why I sound like that. It sounds super like I'm listening to because I'm a producer's producer. And I'm listening to the sonics. I'm like the vocals is like right here, and then the production. I'm like it sounds really good, you know. So that's nice. That's nice. How are the studios in Paris? How the studios out there?
They're great. They're really great. Yeah. We have the past 2 albums. We recorded them at this place called Question de Son, which translates to question of sound.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah.
It's like, and so this guy, Fred Vectal, he is the one who records and mixes everything. And he's just like, it's great because he's right there with us. And we produce everything. You know, like you said, I'm always like, no, I want the voice to be like, right
your voice
there.
pops out. Like, and I'm listening because you tell I'm a super engineer. So I'm listening to because I try to put the vocals because the rappers, they loud. So you got to put the vocals like a little bit lower. So I'm like, okay. And then like your vocals are just like, they feel like glue on the headphones. So I'm like, okay, it's really like right there, you know? So that's good. I appreciate good sonics. Trust me, I do.
Cool,
and you know, for sure. And now your music I want to get into the music of you. Like, you know, you have a lot of positive messages all the way back from the original music. Like they're all positive, uplifting messages. Do you do that on purpose or?
I don't, like I said before, I don't think it's really like a choice. I feel like it's more who I am. Like in my daily life, I just try to be positive because I feel like it's a waste of time not to be.
For sure.
Even though some days it's a struggle. I'm not saying that, you know, some days I'm down and I'm crying on the couch. But
for sure. Nah, I understand.
I feel like that, that's just the kind of thing that I want to convey the most in my life. And so I imagine in the music that it comes out.
Nah, because, you know, once again, and I appreciate it because that's what attracted me to your sound anyway, because I'm like, because people think, oh, I'm just this hip hop guy. I'm like, listen, I barely even listen to hip hop. I listen to spoken word and rock music all day. So I'm just good at producing it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, you know, I appreciate the uplifting messages because even sometimes with me, like, I just get tired of hearing the negative stuff all day. Like, there's only so much of that I could take, you know what I'm saying? Even me being a DJ, I have to take times off. Like, okay, let me, you know, listen to something else. And one of my favorite songs of yours is Fight Song, because I'm a little biased to this song. You know what I'm saying? That's really funky bass, jazz bass music. What inspired that song, this Fight Song?
Fight Song, that was inspired by a strike, a transportation strike here in Paris. They have a lot of strikes. They go on strikes a lot here. I respect.
Listen, as somebody who gas prices are $5 in America, I'm a striker, so I understand.
Yeah. And no, it was just basically the idea that everyone was bitching, everyone around me. I could hear them, you know, just being like, oh, it's such a pain. I can't get to work, blah, blah. And I was, in my head, I was just like, gosh, but like, if people are on strike, there's a reason. Like, there's a reason that they're doing this.
Yeah.
And even if it's not you who's affected by it, try to put yourself in their shoes. And, you know, I mean, your life is so much easier than you think it is compared to so many other people's lives. So it was just that about being like, just trying to put yourself in someone else's shoes and be like, let's fight these fights together instead of, you know, bringing each other down.
Got you for sure. And one thing I noticed too about your marketing and branding, right? You know, you have, once again, you're a very unique artist, and that's what really kind of, you have it down packed. And as somebody who owns an independent label, I'm like, okay, she gets it. You know what I'm saying? You know, some of your videos are actually live performances mixed in with the video. That is like super. I've never seen that before.
Oh,
and
yeah?
Cool. Because I've seen rock bands do like the concerts, but you actually have the footage of the performance as a music video. Like, what made you want to market that? Like, what made you do that?
I feel like just that, like, one of our strong point from the beginning was just performing live, because that's like I said, I mean, we love that. And I feel like we just wanted to put that in the forefront and show people that even in our media, because that was like, that's where we shine. And that's what we love to do, is connect to people live. So.
Yeah, for sure. And you know, like I said, you're a big touring artist as well too. I know you're getting it over there. I want to travel overseas more to DJ, definitely. Where's your favorite place to perform at?
I feel like in Paris, my favorite place to perform is the New Morning Club. I saw Trombone Shorty there not too long ago, and it's a small club. Now when he's coming back this year, he's playing like in a really big venue, but it's a small club that's just has so much energy and so much positive vibes. Awesome. That is my favorite place in Paris. But otherwise, I feel like my favorite country to play in is Germany.
Because
they
party out there. They party. When I went to Berlin, I was like, okay.
Yeah. And they're just like into the music. They don't care. Like, I feel like in France, a lot of times they try to put you in a box. Like, is this jazz? Is it soul? Is it hip hop? What is it? I don't know.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Kind of like in their head, but in Germany, they're like, who cares?
Yeah,
Let's
just
have fun.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Because I went the first night there, I was in some club. I'm like, where the heck am I at? I was like, what is this? I was like, yeah, what is this? You know what I'm saying? And let me ask you another question too. Like, does the language barrier kind of like when you're booking shows? Because like my show is really geared towards independent creatives and people trying to educate as well. When you're over there, do you like is the language barrier booking shows easier or harder? Does it make it easier or harder over there?
That's a good question.
Yeah. I try.
Yeah. You mean like actually getting the show booked?
Well, it depends. Like, okay, so you say like a booking agent calls you up, or do you book? Well, you're independent as well. So like, as far as you booking your shows, do the language barrier like say, okay, like you said, they conform you into the box of the sound? Do they say, okay, what does she do? Does it make it harder for you to book shows over there?
Yes, I would say that definitely is true. But also like in Germany, we have a tour manager in Germany. Okay. So we go, it's actually a label. We're on their label too. Because in Germany, a lot of places they don't even speak English.
I know, yeah, it was tough. Yeah, one club we didn't even get into, you know what I'm saying? So I kind of saw it, so I was like, okay.
So I feel like, if you're looking to tour in Germany, that like if you don't have someone who's taking care of you and doing all those inside connections, that it could definitely be really difficult.
Gotcha.
But I feel like in France it's a little bit easier, and I mean I do speak French fluently, so. Oh,
okay, gotcha. Okay, cool. And then your upcoming tour, where do you look forward to performing at?
Our upcoming tour actually is in Germany. So I'm super excited. We're gonna go back to Hanover, which I love. I'm so excited to go back there. And we also just booked a show in June in Reitberg, Germany. And it's in a theater that's like around like this. It's really cool.
Oh, wow. Okay. Dope. And then do you take the big band with you, or do you just say, okay, do you have the band already there with you? Like, do you have a set band that you rock with?
We do. We try. Yeah, we have. So it's my husband Ben and I. He plays trombone and I'm singing, and then we have 4 other guys. A guy on drums, a guy on keyboards, a saxophone player, and a guitarist.
Nice. Yeah. And one of my last questions is like, what is the most difficult thing that you've had to deal with thus far? You've had a very unique career that's like one of a kind. You traveled all over. You come from, and then think of it this way: you come from such a small town in Pennsylvania, which is like Amish country, to performing in Germany. What made you want to, what is the most difficult thing that you feel like you've had to endure? Just one. You don't have to get too many.
We don't want to get people down and be like, oh no.
Yeah, for sure.
No, the most difficult thing, I don't know. I don't know if I can say if it's one thing. I think the most difficult thing in general is just to believe in yourself and to keep going. Because it comes back, because it always comes back. There's always that little voice. There's always some comment that somebody makes or some little thing that you say, why am I doing this? Why does it matter? Who's going to listen to my music? Who's going to come to my concerts? Sometimes we have done concerts and there were 10 people there.
Gotcha.
And we produced the concert, so like we had to pay for the venue, and you say, geez, why are we doing this? But then but then there's like this next thing that happens and it's awesome. And I feel like in general, it's just getting past those moments and saying, no matter what, you got to keep going and believing in yourself. So respect
it. And, you know, I want to ask you a question, right? Do you ever plan on coming back to America? Yeah, because I know it's rough over here right now, boy. I'm telling you.
So. I
understand. Now, the song Why We Here, which really got my attention and how we started talking, Take It Slow. You know, that's one of my favorite songs. I definitely I put it on my radio station. I got it on my playlist. You know, I'm one of those people who need to take it slow because I became a workaholic doing music. You know, and then you talk about people being glued to their phones and just losing sight of reality. You know what I'm saying? What made you want to write that song?
Maybe I feel like maybe the idea was that I was at a restaurant and there was a couple next to me and they were just on their phones the whole time. Wow. Like, I don't think that they even looked at each other. Like, maybe they were having a fight. I don't know. Yeah. I don't want to judge. But it just got me thinking about, like, there's so many times when you see that when people are together, but they're not together. They're just, you know, and I was like, come on. And I just felt like in music and everything, like we need these, like you said, you became a workaholic. Like I spend so much time on the computer, on my phone, you know how it is. And I feel like that's also one of the reasons that I love touring and getting back on stage is because you're there and you can't be on your phone while you're singing. So, but yeah, it was just that need to be like, come on, we need to just kind of get back to basics a little bit, not forget that. And also after the confinement and after being, you know, stuck in our homes for the quarantine and everything, like we couldn't be together and we had to use these, you know, phones and computers to communicate. But now we can get back. And so I feel like for sure. I totally agree with you. And, you know, one of my questions before we go is, what advice do you feel like, you know what, anybody coming into the music business, because once again, yes, very successful. You know, you did what it takes to win. You know what I'm saying? You traveled, you relocated. What's one piece of advice that you have for anybody trying to get into the music business? I feel like the one piece of advice that I already said was to always believe in yourself and just to not give up no matter what, even if everyone says your music sucks.
Yeah, for sure. I agree.
No, there's that. But, also to just be open to communicating with other people about your music, and if they have suggestions or doing collaborations with other people, just being open and just keeping going and being true to like what you want to do. Don't make music that you think other people want to hear or because that's what's like on the radio. Do what you do. Yeah, gotcha. You know? Yeah. Even, sometimes I know that's hard. That's hard to do sometimes, but like I feel like that's For sure. And my very, very last question, because you're independent as well, but you know, you kind of have maybe a distribution deal or something like that. Yeah. Do you want to stay independent, or do you want to get like a major platform? No, independent. Yeah. I feel like there was a time maybe 5 years ago when I was like, it would be so much easier if we were just on a big record label or something. Yeah. And around that time, I had quite a few friends in Paris who are mostly in the jazz world, but and they signed to like Blue Note Records or something, and they just lost control totally. Wow. Of the music that they made, who they worked with, the musicians who recorded with them, everything, like even what they posted on Instagram, like, and we're talking, these aren't like, you know, huge pop stars, but this is like in the jazz world, but like, and they were so frustrated. And I was like, okay, so maybe it wouldn't be easier. Like there's different, you know, there's always things that are going to be hard and always things that are going to be easier no matter what. But I feel like we've gotten this far being independent, so I'm like all the way independent. There you go, man. Thank you, Miss Robyn Bennett. Thank you so much. This was like one of my funnest interviews. Chase. Thank you. Shout anything, promote whatever you got. Promote it. Go ahead. All right, so First thing to do is go to my website, robynbennett.com, ROBYNBENNETT, and sign up for my newsletter. There'll be a pop-up for that. And so then you'll get all the information first. And connect on socials, Robyn Bennett Music on Facebook and Instagram. And listen to my music on Spotify.
There we go, man. It's the lovely, talented, super talented Robyn Bennett, man. It's DJ Chase, the Pregame Party Miss podcast, right here on DJ Chase Radio, Spotify podcast, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube, DJ Chase TV. Check in. Yeah.
DJ Chase TV.
It's official. Come on. Locked in with DJ Chase on the Pregame Party Mix podcast.